Good evening and welcome to the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. LSU knocks off Auburn. That's right, a big second half, a big comeback, 27-23. LSU over Auburn. Buddy, we had to go to the sport coat. How you doing?
Well, TK, I really didn't think I'd have to wear the sport coat tonight. As you can tell, folks, I'm not a GQ guy, and certainly it's nice not to have the sunglasses. Tommy, we all know there was a lot said about this team. We all know that those were some pretty incredible circumstances to come back with today. Big win. Coach O, without a doubt, his biggest win as an LSU coach. Les Miles and all of the guys from 2007 there. A lot of momentum. Crowd stayed into the game. And how about the adjustments that Dave Aranda made on defense? Pretty incredible. And let's give Connor Culp a lot of credit. By the way, Caroline Babin picked DJ Chark as her player of the game. Big punt return that got LSU back in to make it a 2-point deficit. And let's be honest, TK, LSU deserved the football game in the last quarter. The last three quarters, LSU was pretty incredible after giving up almost 240 yards in the first quarter. So we want to talk with you. Text messages are going to be coming. As always, hey, what a great Saturday afternoon. Who says you can't win in the daytime? And Gus Malzahn and the Auburn Tigers certainly are just shocked right now, TK.
Well, buddy, you know, I think I texted you and a couple other people. It was on pace to be 68-0 when this game got going. Auburn came out of the blocks sprinting. LSU was looking around, didn't know what was going to happen or not going to happen. Lo and behold, the adjustments. Russell Gage was incredible in lots of ways. Made tackles on special teams. I mean, he just did so much. He did a super job. But you just got to credit the football team. I didn't think they would win before the game. First quarter, I'm thinking, no way they ain't going to end up winning. In the third quarter, when Auburn wasn't doing anything offensively, I started saying, well, if they can find an offense, maybe they can spring this upset because they were 7-point underdogs. And really, I don't think many people picked LSU to win this game straight up, and they did.
Well, look, TK, the other thing when you analyze the game, Greedy Williams with a 15-yard penalty out of bounds on the first drive. Foster Morrow dropping a big pass reception on third down. Arden Key with a late hit on third down. They made some mistakes, but you could tell they wanted it, they grabbed it, and Baton Rouge, this was certainly the turning point. Now, Ole Miss is going to be a tough game next week because they got a lot of offense, but I think as a team, that one team, one heartbeat, made a lot of strides this weekend.
Let's go to Frank in Baton Rouge. Frank, you're on the post-game show.
TK and Buddy, how y'all doing tonight?
Frank, we're doing rather well. And, Frank, if you like me and TK, look, we're not going to lie to anybody. After that 20-0 start for Auburn, we were all doubting Thomas's. So, first of all, give LSU credit for the win. But to stick in there and to believe and make the plays, Frank, it says a lot about turning the corner. Because I text somebody early in the game, the decline is real. And they came and did an about-face, made me, you, and everybody else look silly. And we'll be that way, Frank, for a W tonight.
Well, I'm going to put it to you this way. I missed the first half because I was coming back from Gretna. But I'm going to tell you, my hat's off to the coaching staff and Big O, which everybody wants to crucify. I think he's doing a hell of a job. And I think he can do something with this team if they give him a little time.
Well, wait a minute, Frank. What the hell's going on with you and your priorities?
Gretna's a wonderful place.
Come on, Frank, what are you doing? You live for this all year long and you're going to Gretna in the first half?
Oh, hey, I had to work today.
Oh, you were working. Okay. I didn't know it was work-related. Frank usually watches every play.
Oh, look, I was hauling ass back. You can believe that.
Hey, Frank, okay, no problem. My bad, but I thought you watched every play. And, Frank, if you would have seen the start of this game, TK.
He might have stayed in Gretna.
You wouldn't have believed the enormity of the comeback.
Go ahead, Tommy. That was a good one. Well, look, y'all have a good one. I can't say too much. I'm a happy camper.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Frank. Buddy, what a difference a couple of weeks makes. Huh? You lose to Troy. Nobody, including me, thinks they're going to beat Florida. They do. I don't think they're going to beat Auburn. They do. It's a remarkable story. Let's go to Bill in Gonzales. Bill, you're on the postgame show.
Yeah, hi, Tommy. Hi, buddy. How y'all today?
Good.
We good, Bill, and you?
Yeah, we're doing good, too. Now, if the Astros can pull it out in bottom of the ninth.
It's 1-1, bottom of 9, yeah.
You know, with the scheduling click thing today, it's like can only watch one at a time. But now, I tell you what, I don't give up on them Tigers. Like I mentioned a few weeks ago, they seem to pull something together in that second half of that Troy game. Why? I think, but I have to add this. Y'all were talking about it a few minutes ago. You know, at least that was half the game against Troy and everything else, and then they won last week. But it's like, oh, Lord, they actually played 3 quarters today. Just think what this team's going to be when they play a whole game.
Well, Bill, I think the magnitude of this win will be talked about for a long time. But let's be honest, Bill. When you're down 20-0 and you are getting dominated, Auburn was running through big holes. Kerryon Johnson had his way over 100 yards early, 243 yards early. Let's give these guys a lot of credit tonight, A, for not giving up, B, for making the plays, and C, Dave Aranda. You will hear this a lot, and I know Coach O will say this, but he probably is the best defensive coordinator in the country for making adjustments during the game and at halftime. And Bill, could you believe the difference after the first quarter and the last 3 quarters with Auburn on offense?
And wasn't it nice to see? Well, it was kind of like the last 2 possessions of Florida last weekend. Wasn't it nice, especially today, to see pressure on an opposing quarterback?
Tommy, I think that's one of the big differences we saw today. Arden Key finally had some things. Rashard Lawrence played through pain. Devin White, another 15-plus tackles. And look, at the beginning of the game, Bill, this was so perplexing. They weren't hitting with ferocity. They had some stupid penalties. They gave Auburn a quick 10-0 lead. TK and Bill, they had juice left in the tank, and they played ferocious the last 3 quarters.
Maybe LSU thought it was a 4 o'clock game.
No.
Yeah, and by the way, the Astros just won bottom of the ninth.
How'd they get the run?
And Altuve got around the throw to the plate.
Correa got he drove in the first run, so he drove in the next one?
He barely got a homer over the opposite way. And
all right, so Houston wins. They up 2 games to none.
And Judge threw it in. And they had Altuve dead to rights, but somehow he didn't jump. He got around the tag somehow and got his hand on the plate. I think the guy picked up the mitt instead of tagging him. So the Astros are up 2 games to nothing.
All right, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it.
Baseball guys, yeah, y'all take care. And hey, I'm still a Tigers fan, and I was there with the 21-20 victory in '69 as a kid, as an adult with the earthquake game in '88, 7-6 over Auburn. And I got to tell y'all, this is every bit as sweet as that earthquake game.
Good point, Bill. Appreciate the call.
Buddy, a text says the Tiger Bowl is always classic. It adds to the lore of all these LSU Auburn games. Here's a text. Les Miles brought the magic back to Baton Rouge. I thought Jerry Leonardo did that. Here it says, Tommy, when's the last time you saw a second-half performance by an LSU team like that? Like I said, they must have thought it was a 4 o'clock game. They were incredible in the second half in all phases of the game. Here's a text, very proud of LSU. Let's see. Great game management by Coach O. There's a compliment to Coach O. Who is the...
By the way, TK, I'm at the house. I'm getting ready to come over here, and I was not going to bring the jacket. And you know what made the decision? When DJ Chark took the punt return all the way back to the house. But here's the thing I have to add. And there wasn't any laundry. There wasn't a flag on the play. There was some close plays, close blocks. They didn't call it. They let that one go. I can't tell if it was a block in the back or what. You can always call that.
Yeah.
But that was a big play to me in the game because now you're realizing it is only a field goal away from winning this game.
All right, we're going to take a break. We welcome your phone calls at 225-928-4910. Be happy to hear from you, whatever you want to say. Text message line, many of you are using that. Area code 689-9246. Communicate with us still to come on the program. Reports from the stadium, including Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com, Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio and Sports Shorts TV. With Buddy Saji, I'm Tommy Christ saying more of your calls and text messages. LSU wins 27-23. Tigers heading to Oxford next week. We'll be right back. Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Spread the roar. That's right, Tigers Roar. Each Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and New Orleans. Replays are Thursday through Saturday, and the show is available at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Tommy Krysan and Jordy Holtberg will have the latest on LSU football, LSU sports, and sports from across Louisiana. Spread the roar. Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
LSU with the win, 27-23. Buddy, what were you telling me during the break about this comeback?
I got a text from one of my buddies that said this is the biggest SEC comeback in LSU history, down 20
In Tiger
points.
Stadium or anywhere?
In Tiger Stadium.
Okay. All right, very good. Also, here's a message. Appropriate game for the 10-year national championship reunion, more like the 2007 team, Cardiac Cats out there. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Rocco in Baton Rouge. Rocco, you're on the post-game show.
Hey, DK.
Hey, what's up, Rocco?
Good afternoon, Rocco.
Get some, poetry and, a couple of, books. And you
Can't hear you, Rocco.
Dude, man, looking great, man. I will tell you this. Wow. I mean, what a difference a week makes. I mean, honestly. LSU came out tonight, and they looked ready to play, and there's no question that they were, without a doubt, much better than they were the last 2 or 3 weeks when they played. The game plan was better. They executed better. And they came back, and the deficit in the first half, I thought it's over with, But they came back, they hunkered down, they played ball, and they came back and, won the game. I can't say anything more than other than I'm dumbfounded. Not because I don't think they're incapable of doing it, but everything that was against them going into this game, nobody thought they were going to win this game. Come on, TK. Come on, buddy. I mean,
I picked Auburn to win.
We didn't think it was going to be what it was. But you got to give them credit for the resilience and doing what they did tonight. It was very impressive.
It is very impressive. And this might sound a little crazy, Rocco, but it's more impressive the fact that they were getting it handed to them in the first quarter, then they flipped that around. Yeah, it'd have been great if they'd have run them out of the building from the opening gun to the last gun. But, you know, the way it started, I mean, me and many people were like, man, I texted somebody on pace to lose 68-0 right now. So to make that change and to make the adjustments defensively in particular, offensively, you know, special teams with the big punt return by Shark, it's very impressive. I did not think I would see them win today, and after the first quarter, I really didn't think I'd see them win today, but they did. You got to give credit where credit's due.
Come on, Rocco. Father Cleo Milano at Lady of Mercy telling you have to believe, Rocco. You have to believe.
I'm with you on it, buddy. I'm with you.
Hey, look, I think everybody is telling a lie if they said after it was 20-0, they thought LSU was going to win. Let's call it the way it is. Auburn looked like a knife through butter, and it was a hot knife. It was easy. It was very organized. Rocco, I think that a lot of shout-outs and a lot of props to people, but once again, Aranda earned his money tonight. Danny Etling, I know my phone was blowing up. Bring in Brennan. They stayed with Etling. He made a lot of plays. I still think the biggest play of the game was DJ Chark with the punt return, because now, Rocco, you're seeing, hey, you can win this game with a field goal, but that defense and those adjustments that Aranda made, still not crazy about some of the things that Canada did. Darius Geis looked more like Darius Geis, even though he wasn't 100% back, much better. And let's be honest, they gave Auburn a lot of easy things to take advantage of. But Rocco, at 20-0, I don't think even the most ardent and loyal Tiger fan believed they were going to win today.
That's my point. I mean, yeah, they run up 20 in the first quarter. I mean, everybody on Facebook, and I was one of them, and I can lie to you, it's like, this is going to be embarrassing. It's going to be a long day, and it's going to be tough for the Tigers to come back from that. But, hey, I mean, I'm sitting here watching with my 7-year-old boy. We're high-fiving each other, and it's unbelievable just exactly what they did tonight. And that tells me something about this team. They have the capability to do what they need to do when they can do it. And it's a matter of just getting the people to do what they're asking them to do on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball. At the end of the day, if they do those things, they win. And that's very refreshing for me after watching the last 2 or 3 weeks. So, enjoy listening to you guys. I'm going to listen and hang up.
All right, buddy.
All right.
I do.
A couple of things here. One, here's a text message. Nice win, but the offense is still awful, and Danny Etling's still not good under pressure. Hey, let's do a couple things before we go to break. The first is 3 freshmen out there on the offensive line, other guys moving around. In the big picture, they did a fine job. Yes, Etling was pressured. He was sacked. He was flushed out of there. There were running plays that didn't go anywhere. But in the big picture, I thought the line did a good job. Buddy, before we go to break, I know you want to comment on this, and then we're going to go to break. We'll get back to some phone calls and text messages. Gary Danielson, the color commentator of CBS, the announcing team gets in town Thursday morning for the FCC Saturday game. And they go through meetings. They go to practice. He was about as unprepared for a game as I've ever seen him. I don't always like him as an announcer, but I've always thought he was prepared. He said 5 times Greedy Williams was a true freshman. That's incorrect. And then the other mistakes, and then he was pulling for Auburn. As you're on a CBS game of the week, as CBS says, the best game from the best conference, you got to do a better job announcing than what Danielson did today. I guess everybody can have a bad day. I've announced hundreds and hundreds of games, not at that level, and there are times when you don't have a good game when you're announcing. I've been through it. But Gary Danielson was awful.
Well, you know, we all got tired of Vern, and everybody thought that Vern had been laid out to pasture and needed to retire, and he did that last year, so they bring in Brad Nessler. Look, it's not the fact that he's not pulling for LSU, but he's slow to give them props when they do great things. Russell Gage, we're talking about Chark's big return, but look, Coach O may also say Russell Gage's catch right before halftime. Danielson sitting there, instead of giving him credit, he's acting like, well, did he really catch it? Did he really not? Then he's talking about a couple plays. Was there a block in the back? We know that the conference certainly has that big game like you alluded to on CBS. Now, a couple things I think that this win is going to do. This is going to put LSU and Alabama back at 7 o'clock. And
they'll play 6:15 on ESPN next week.
No, but I'm talking about the Alabama game now. There was some question.
Yeah.
So 6:15 to 6:30 next week. But Danielson, this one's for you, buddy. You had a hell of a bad game, and it's a shame that you didn't see all the things that everybody else saw. I thought
I'll put it this
definitely
way.
a C, maybe a C minus.
You missed a good game, Gary Danielson, especially from LSU's perspective in the second half. We'll take a break. When we come back, Troy from Lafayette will be up first. Lines are open. Text messages are open. Let us hear from you on the Pelican Sports Postgame Show on WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge, and, of course, Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Stay with us.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
Jaguar Nation, I'd like to say thank you for your continued support of our student athletes and our coaches. Once again, you have shown America we have the greatest fans in the country. It's time. Football season. Season tickets are available. Go Jags.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. Continue with the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. LSU wins 27-23. Hey, let Laundry Diva do all the laundry after the big win. They can wash and fold, all your bedding, the linens, dry cleaning. That's right, dry cleaning. And here's the thing about Laundry Diva. They will pick it up and deliver it back to you. Pick up and delivery. Saves you time, saves you money. Drop your pants and never do laundry again. Go to laundrydivau.com. They do it on the LSU campus for all the students, all the surrounding apartment communities. LaundryDivaU.com has a student tab, or give them a call, 225-614-1326. They're on Coursey Boulevard near Sherwood and Coursey. You'll see the pink sign, Laundry Diva. Dry cleaning, wash and fold. They pick it up, they deliver it back to you, saving you time and money. do check out Laundry Diva. We're going to roll to the phone lines. They're jumping. The text message line's jumping. Troy in Lafayette. Troy, you're on a post-game show.
Hey, Tommy, buddy, thank you all very much. Love the show. Love the show. Great win for the Tigers tonight.
Big.
Or today. Look, couple things. Let me tell you what. These kids here before the season's over, they gotta have some gray hair, and they're kind of like you, Tommy. They got.
There we go.
As they go along here, nothing beats. It takes 4 years to get 4 years of experience, and that's one of the things I think people, particularly in Tigerland, forget that. We're a young football team. We're like a box of chocolate. We don't know what we're going to get. But if they keep doing what they're doing, they keep putting their nose to the grind and believing in each other, I think everything's going to work out. I've got to say I'm very happy for the field goal kicker. He gets to be the hero this week around campus. I'm glad for him. He had those two huge field goals he made right there. And I'm happy to say. I'm happy for Coach O. I think the guys did well. They made some great adjustments at halftime, and it kind of reminded me, going back to what I thought was one of the greatest coaches to ever make adjustments at LSU was Bill Arnsparger.
Yep.
They had some of the best halftime adjustments ever. So, great game, guys. Let's savor the win. Let's keep the head up going to Ole Miss. And I mean, look, would you have rather lost to Troy or rather lost to Auburn? I think it's
that point
is a good win.
That point's been made by several people in the last couple of weeks, Troy, so appreciate that.
Hey,
but no,
Troy,
and what a difference a couple of weeks makes. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I was one of the people saying, can this team even go to a bowl game?
You're right.
And I wasn't alone, but I did say it. Now, I mean, some 15 days later, we have a completely different perspective and outlook for this team. Now, this is not the magic wand means all problems are solved, because there's some things that still have to be worked on and worked out. But you got an explosive offense at Ole Miss next week. Should be a high-scoring game. So we'll worry about that one now. As you said, savor the win. Connor Culp, after Coach Orgeron threw the kickers under the bus on his radio show, he comes through not once but twice in critical spots. Because we know Auburn's got a great kicker, so if you're only up by one, they can get down to that 36, 35-yard line. They got an excellent shot to kick a game winner themselves. So he kicks the second one, forcing them to have to get it to the end zone. So that's a big, big thing, and that's a confidence builder on this team. And the next time they run him out there, if he's got to go kick a game winner against Ole Miss or whoever down the road, everybody's going to be a whole lot more confident.
Troy, I think the great point that you made right there, TK, Greedy Williams, a redshirt freshman, 30's having to play for John Battle. You talk about Caleb Von Chason, who was a little more active. Troy, you're talking about it. These guys are growing up. There were two freshmen on the offensive line. McGee got to start in front of Deculus today. Edward Ingram. Sadiq Charles playing left tackle against pass rushers from the edge. Deluxe did an excellent job. Troy, so really big win, growing up today. But before we let you go, Troy, when did you start to believe today?
I started to believe in the second half. In the third quarter, when our defense really started shutting them, holding them to making them punt, I said we could get this thing done. I had confidence in the offense. It was the defense I was a little shaky about, but they turned the corner, and I'm proud of the boys, and they need to savor this win. This is a huge win. And we need to quit these 2:30 games in Tiger Stadium. My gosh, it's so hot.
Well, buddy, CBS and TV dictate that. You know that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. All right, Troy.
Thank you, Troy.
Thank you. Let's keep it in Lafayette and say hello to Chuck. Chuck, you're on the post-game show.
Yeah, hey, guys. Man, listen, I want to say you guys are doing a great job. It's always good calling, especially after a big win. Good to see that Buddy doesn't have a bag on his head last weekend. Man, where do I start? This might go down as one of the biggest LSU wins. They won in all phases of the game, offense, defense, specialty teams. Second half, defense just dominated. We made some plays here and there. Just a big, big win. For recruiting especially. I mean, we had all these kids at LSU this weekend, and they watched a game like this. If they wouldn't want to come to LSU, where would they want to go? I just want to listen and hear what you guys have to say. Hey, man, y'all keep up the good work. What a big win, huh? Really? What a
huge
big
win.
Chuck, drink one on us tonight.
I've already drank one or two for y'all already.
Thank you, Chuck.
You know,
appreciate it.
TK, seriously speaking, I think this is the biggest win in Coach O's career. And we know there was some nice wins. Last year you had to prove, but no, last year you had to prove you could get over the Alabama effect. They beat Arkansas. Then they beat A&M again on the road with an incredible performance from offense. Beat the Heisman Trophy winner and Bobby Petrino in the bowl game. But let's be honest, folks. Everybody, nationally, locally, was questioning if Joe Leavitt screwed up, if O was the guy. And like you just alluded to, TK, this doesn't alleviate all the problems. But for the psyche, for recruiting, and for that belief that they're headed in the right direction, I don't think you could have had a better performance today.
I think that it's the biggest win for Ed Orgeron in his career. I'll say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He didn't win much at Ole Miss. And
Yeah,
a couple
no
of
doubt.
nice wins at Southern Cal, but this is huge for a lot of reasons. And we may look back next year or 2 years from now at that loss to Troy. That's something that sparked something. Okay, but it was an unbelievable win. I mean, that's the only thing you can say about it. That they beat it. That Auburn was ranked 10-11. Now we know Clemson got beat Friday night. Washington State got run out of the park Friday night.
A lot of parity.
Cal. So it's like I don't know that LSU can get back in the playoff picture. Well,
No, but they can get back in the top 25, and I think that that'll happen.
they're going to get a
week.
few more votes this week, no question about it. They beat Ole Miss next week, and they'll rank them up for when they play against Alabama. I do believe that. All right, Mike in Baton Rouge. Mike, you're on the post-game show.
Mike, listen
Hello?
to your phone, not the TV, Mike.
Hello?
Hey, Mike, go ahead.
I enjoyed the game, One Tiger got shut out in the first half. One Tiger got shut out in the second half. And I think Geis don't have it no more. Every time they give it to him in at the goal line, he can't get in.
Well, you got a bunch of young guys blocking up there. I don't know if he's quite 100% yet. I think he looked a little better today than he did last week, and hopefully he can be better against Ole Miss.
And why they don't let Sullivan play a lot? Look like he's a good player.
Stephon Sullivan's the guy I've been talking about for 2 years, Mike. And, hey, another big play in the game. Jet sweep on fourth down, TK and Mike. Stephon Sullivan made a guy miss.
Right.
That was
the key to that.
And then used the body control and lean to get into the end zone. That was big, Mike. That was real big. Gage right before halftime was real big. DJ Chark. There's a lot of players in the game. But, hey, Mike, it's good to see LSU find what they had to do. And look, it's got to be a big vote of confidence for players and coaches because, TK, we all know with all the players' meetings, all the coaches' meetings, and all the AD involved, this has been a come-to-Jesus couple of weeks, Mike.
Yep.
We'll see if they can keep it going. Hey, Mike, we appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back. More phone calls, more text messages. Real quick text message. No prevent defense. Loved it. They came after Stidham at the end. O-line much improved. Pass blocking was solid. They had their moments when they broke down. But as I said earlier, in the big picture, I think the offensive line did all right. Chalk and Gage are golden. White is a beast. He had at least 13 tackles.
I think
13
15 or
tackles
more,
while
yeah.
I was driving over here. They give you a heart attack, but don't give up on the Tigers. Here's Go Tigers, need better quarterback play. Hey, enjoy the win. Try to get better against Ole Miss. LSU probably be a slight favorite on the road. We'll be here after that game about 9:30 next week. Let's take a break, come back. More phone calls, more text messages. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Chrysan, WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, the WUBR app, and, of course, Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Stay with us.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Relief Window. Experience Relief Window.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, HardiePlank siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Hi, I'm Roger Kador. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225-223-6333.
We continue with the Pelican Sports post-game show. James and Erath. James, you're on the post-game show. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for taking my call. Big win for the Tigers. I'll tell you one thing I was impressed with in the fourth quarter, up by only a couple of points. No prevent defense. Put pressure, blitz, and your D-backs were put on an island, and they made the plays. That was wonderful. I like seeing that. No prevent defense. Put pressure on the quarterback, Orange Key. The rest of them did their job.
James, you make a great point, because Stidham's pretty good standing in that pocket, throwing it around. He came in with a high completion percentage, and so I think you're hitting the nail on the head. They were affecting him. Even when they maybe didn't get to him, he was still aware that, hey, I got to get this ball out of my hand because they're coming after me. So the pressure by getting after the quarterback, and as you said, James, no prevent defense. They were bringing two linebackers, certainly at least one. Brought a guy off the corner one time who I thought jumped off sides, but they didn't throw the flag. So that was right. You're right. We've talked about that for decades. When you're getting that prevent, and the other team goes right down the field, kind of like Auburn did at the end of the half. Well, LSU went right down the field. But you give the credit to Dave Aranda, you give the credit to those players on the field. on the defense because after that initial burst by Auburn in the first quarter, they did next to nothing for the remaining 3 quarters of the game.
And, James, let's give a shout-out to you personally, James.
Like against Alabama a couple of years ago, prevent defense prevented us from winning the football game. And one more thing, it looks like Darius is close to 100% again, isn't he?
He looked better. He definitely looked better. Let's see if that can keep going into next week. By the way, Ole Miss won today 57-35 over Vanderbilt. That was in Oxford. 57-35, Ole Miss wins. LSU in Oxford next Saturday night.
And, James, I was trying to give you a shout-out because TK tells me you've been calling the postgame
all 11 years.
All 11 years. So, look, we want to thank, first of all, your loyalty to the show and calling in. But it's so nice after having the bag over the head and the loss to Troy. You know, Nick Saban lost to UAB when he was at LSU, and I'm not comparing Owen and Nick Saban right now.
No, you can't do that.
Other than the fact that they do coach in the SEC and they'll meet up with each other in 3 weeks. But, James, it's great when you have faith and belief and the guys are able to do it. I thought they shot themselves in the foot. They had the penalty to give them the first field goal. They had some mishaps, but the guts and the passion, and it is so nice, James and TK, not to have the prevent defense. Everybody screaming to the TV, go in there, blitz them, send the kitchen sink. Dante Jackson could have had it wrapped up.
He played
well. He
well.
played really good. But, James, how sweet was this, and when did you believe tonight, James?
Well, I started believing when I saw the defense stepping up and not letting them run away with the football game. Even when we were down by 20, I noticed the defense was still hanging in there and still playing hard and waiting for the offense to show up. And once the offense showed up and the momentum switched to our side, I knew we had something there. But that defense really, really shut it down after a while, and that's when I started to believe if we can get the momentum on the offense, we're going to be fine.
James, and again, thank you for supporting this program for all 11 years we've been on.
My pleasure. Good job, guys.
All right, thank you. All right, here, buddy, great text here. I can't believe neither one of us said this. You know, we're talking about the 07 team being in the house.
Mm-hmm.
How about the ghost of Y.A. Tittle?
Wow.
LSU put the locker room, put his uni, his number 25, and his old helmet in the locker room with him because he passed away last week at the age of 90. Great text message, best text message we've got all year. The ghost of Y.A. Tittle hovers over Tiger Stadium. That's big time. That's good stuff.
Well, you know what's really good stuff? You just said Laundry Diva and said drop your pants. Folks, Y.A. Tittle ran into the end zone and his pants came off. And not only was Y.A. Tittle and the memories and the ghosts were there, but Les Miles and the championship team at 07. Look, Brandon LaFell ran all the way down the sidelines to high-five DJ Chark. When you got former players still being involved, a special halftime ceremony, you got to believe Les, Y.A. Tittle, and those 70 players that were on the championship team had a little bit to do with the karma this afternoon in Tiger Stadium.
Let's go to Steve in Paradise. Steve, you're on the postgame show.
I'm anchored out in Paradise, and, you know, I thought this game would be 24-20 LSU, but when you're wrong, you're wrong. And let's give you a second to explain. I'm texting a buddy of mine after the first drive of the third quarter, LSU got the ball, fizzled out, and I'm thinking Auburn's just going to go down and score, and they're going to stretch it out. They'll win 37 to, I think, what do we have at halftime, 14?
Yes, 14. Big catch by Gabe. 23-14.
Yeah, so when you're wrong, because you know what I wasn't paying attention to? That the defense actually was going to step up and put pressure on Stidham, just like Clemson did a few weeks back with all the sacks, and get back to the backfield and disrupt some stuff. And I even got so negative, I'm getting on the play-by-play guy for LSU Sports Radio.
Yeah. Well, look, Steve-O, a lot of heart with this. And
One heartbeat.
But a lot. I'm not getting into one team, one heartbeat. I'm telling you, that was a lot of heart out there today. And the casual fan, the most ardent fan, the fan in the stadium, wherever, your brain, when they go down 20-0, says, honey, this is going to be a long night.
Game over.
And you came in, Stephon Sullivan made a great play to get in
He
on
made
fourth
a guy
down.
miss on the 2.
Russell Gage did not get the credit that Gary Danielson obviously should have seen and given him the props, but that's a big play right before half. And then the way, there was no chief, if you understand what I'm saying,
Yes.
in the press box on the field today. There was a guy who is the best defensive coordinator in the country at making adjustments, and I know Coach O, even though we can't hear him, I know he will be talking about the adjustments that Dave Aranda made. I still think Matt Canada has a ways to go. I still think Danny Etling has a ways to go.
But Aranda's in his second year, Canada's in his first. Maybe you got to give it time.
That's the point I was going to connect. The same thing was being said about Aranda at this time, and look how he's progressed. But look, Russell Gage, DJ Chark, Connor Culp, Devin White, Danny Etling,
Dante Jackson.
Dante Jackson. Hey, Steve, when's the last time we are mentioning 5 or 6 guys as potentially players of the game? That was one big team effort, and it all came from the heart.
One heartbeat.
Yeah, look, it did come from the heart. Let me just tell you, I'm watching this on TV and listening to it on the radio. I'm 8 seconds ahead of the call, and in the third quarter, the east side, there was nobody there, and I realized one thing: it's hot as heck. The sun's beating these people down. The Tigers are down, even though they scored 2 touchdowns. What I was afraid of is that the west side would empty out, and it never did. And these guys play with a lot of heart. They play with a lot of soul, and they pulled it together. And I'm just going to tell you, you know what? I'm tired of watching receivers have to wait on footballs that are thrown long, but there's a guy on this football team that plays with a lot of moxie and with a lot of heart and a true Tiger, and that's a transfer named Danny Etling. And I got to tell you what, sometimes you just need that guy to win football games. I'm not going to say he won the game for us, but he gave everything he had to see to it that the Tigers came through. Sort of reminiscent of a guy that was celebrated at halftime and won in 2003. Here's a true test. I'm going to hang up and listen to your response. It's all how you respond to this big win after beating Florida on the road, being an underdog, playing Auburn at home. How do you play against Ole Miss? Because they're on a roll 3 games in a row, so we're going to have to watch out for that. Guys, have a good evening. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Steve-O.
Thank you, Steve. Let's go to Paul in Shreveport. Paul, you're on the postgame show.
Hey, Paul from Shreveport. How y'all doing?
What's up, Paul? Good to talk with you. By the way, to answer that question real quick, Paul, before we get to you, don't for a second relax, LSU fans or team, because Ole Miss always brings out the worst in LSU. You know it's going to be a crazy game. You know it's going to be a tight game. You know you got to take care of Shea Patterson. But, Paul, you were in the stadium. I know you were up there. I know you came in early. You had a great time last night at Sullivan's. They're down 20-0. You look over at Lisa, your beautiful bride. When did you start to tell her, honey, I'm starting to believe?
About the 4th Crown and Sprite.
Nice to be honest.
Hey, I like the honesty.
First, Buddy and TK, I appreciate y'all's passion for the LSU sport. I have no idea how LSU won that game. I think we shut them out in the second half.
Yes. That's correct.
The fans that stayed, congratulations, and a big applause to those fans that stayed. I think that was a team effort. And I really don't care about Ole Miss right now. I'm proud of the LSU Tigers team, and I think they turned the corner a little bit. Let's just take one weekend at a time. Celebrate the Auburn victory, the 10th team in the country. We beat them. The crowd was into it. The defense was awesome. And, we'll take the victory 24 hours, then we'll turn our attention to Ole Miss. But I tell you, buddy, you look a lot better in that blazer than a bag over your head.
Well, look, I apologize to those people. I just wore the bag because it brought back memories of the Saints, and I had no idea it would be 37-7. Look, I wanted to pick LSU against Florida last week, and I thought that they had a chance. But really, I told you this last week. I did so because all the smart money, we knew something was up. But this win, Paul, this gives recruiting a boost. This gives confidence in everybody. And now, here's the main thing. Those players feel like that what they're being taught by those coaches, they can go all in. When you get beat 37-7 by Mississippi State, a team that you've owned 23 or 25 years, and you lose to Troy, it's like what I say about kids being tutored by the parents. If you make an F in a class from your tutoring of your mama, you're going to go to daddy. You're not going back to mama. Those kids needed some reinforcement between the ears that what they were being taught was the right things. And, Paul, I just think this is going to really, really put them in a position now to not only salvage this season, but make it a good season. And, look, we talk to you every week almost, and you know it's easy to give up because they don't make things easy as a fan. And they put gray hair on everybody today.
Jump in and tell you that Coach O has got a great commitment now from the fans for pulling out this victory. And the recruits, seeing that what happened there against the 10th-ranked team in the country, CBS, I'm sure, is proud to put that game on TV. And that is a win-win situation for the LSU Tigers and the recruiting for next year. And, Ole Miss is going to come in, and we're going to have to go play them. But for right now, kudos to LSU and Coach O. I went to the Gridiron Club Friday, and Coach O was positive, talking about tackling and so forth. And LSU to shut out Auburn. I think I'm saying this correctly, but shut out Auburn in the second half and to win this game and capture victory, beating two top 25 teams in 2 consecutive weeks, and they get winning for Mississippi Ole Miss. I think that speaks volumes for this coaching staff and this team, and maybe they can turn it around. Every Auburn fan I met leaving the stadium, I told them, congratulations, great game, and beat Alabama. And they weren't that bad about. They weren't that upset about it. What a great victory for Coach O, for the LSU program, and I'm just glad you guys are on top of it, and I'm glad that Buddy's in a blazer and not sunglasses or a paper bag over his head.
Thank you, Paul.
He's holding us proud.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Well, it was the late, great Buddy D that brought the bag to New Orleans, and then Buddy Sargent brings the bag to Baton Rouge.
I'm not proud of it, but it was a reaction, and y'all had it here.
No, it was fine.
You wanted me to run the props.
It was appropriate. It was appropriate.
It was appropriate. I took the hit.
I got no problem with it. No,
But, hey, I did tell everybody this week that if they won, I'd wear a jacket, and TK says you didn't bring the right jacket, but – look, me and him are never going to be on the best dressed list.
No,
never be on GQ list. But right now, all our drinks tonight are on the Tigers and what happened out there the last 4 hours.
Coming up in a few minutes, Brian Lazar from Tiger Stadium. I just got a text from him. We're going to get to him in about 2 minutes. A quick look at a couple of stats. Etling, 13 of 24 for 206, 1 touchdown. Beautiful pass to Gage. No interceptions. Gage 0 for 1 throwing the ball. Geis and Gage both had 71 yards rushing, so 2 guys lead the team in rushing. Justin McMillan 1 for -1. There you go on that. Receiving, DJ Shark, 5 catches for 150 yards, so that was really good stuff right there. It wasn't it was a win. Again, it was 23-14 at half. Nobody scored in the third quarter, neither team. And when I saw the defense shutting down Auburn, I said, if they can get the offense going, they got a shot. LSU puts a 13 spot up on the board in the fourth quarter while blanking Auburn. They win at 27-23. They're now 5-2, 2-1 in league play, heading to Oxford next Saturday. But enjoy the victory over Auburn.
And before we go to break, a shout out to Regina and Steve Hatcher. Regina over at the Blake, and they take care of the old folks that are battling dementia and Alzheimer's and all the other things that you invariably run up against when you get into your latter part. And this was one for the ages. But Regina, keep up the great work. Steve, you're lucky to have her. And for all those ladies in Pokeno, I bet you they're dancing. But this was a big one. You can tell we're a lot more excited because this has potential to do some really, really big things for the psyche of this fan base, but more importantly, for this football team and football program.
And Buddy's wearing a blazer.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Who would have thunk it?
that don't happen often, okay? But it's a good thing. Hey, we're having some fun here. When we come back, we're going to go to Tiger Stadium, get a report from Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com, find out what's happening in that locker room, a happy locker room, right after this pause on the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. LSU 27, Auburn 23. That's your final score from Tiger Stadium. We'll go over there after this pause. Stay with us.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a formal affair.
My name's Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
The Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. Let's go over to Tiger Stadium, a happy Tiger Stadium. We'll visit with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Brian, good evening. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. What did Coach O have to say after the ball game?
Well, he talked about the resiliency of the team. Again, he thought the biggest thing was the way the defense just shut Auburn down in the second half. Auburn gained 290 yards in the first half. Second half, they ran 32 plays and gained 64 yards, so that's 2 yards an attempt. They were 1 of 8 on third downs in the second half. Jarrett Stidham was 2 of 13 passing in the second half. And look, 2 of 13, and most of those passes came on the last 2 series where they threw every time. So that means that Auburn really, for most of the second half, they just tried to run the football, and I think they were trying to run the clock out. I mean, they had a, 23-14 lead, and look, when you look at the third quarter, LSU's offense didn't do anything. And so I guess Gus Malzahn said, look, let's make them have to score twice. And there's no doubt, the punt return by Chark was important because I don't know if LSU's offense was going to be able to score twice in that fourth quarter to win the game. So I think there were 2 big things offensively from LSU. They get the score right before halftime. Great catch by Russell Gage, which gave them hope, because it made it a
a two-possession game. And then the punt return by Chark certainly gave him a chance to win. And look, you talk about special teams. This is the second week in a row the special teams did some good things. 2 field goals for Connor Culp, the great punt by Josh Grouden inside the 5, and the punt return by DJ Chark.
Brian, I was just going to ask you, you walked me right into it. Connor Culp with 2 very important key field goals. Did Coach O make any comments about that?
Well, he talked about the first one, and he said he never thought about going for it on 4th and 1. He said they needed points right there, and I agree. I think you had to try the field goal at that point from 42 yards. He said he really felt that the field goal that Colton made last week against Florida has helped his confidence, and he thought he saw that during practice this week. So I guess since Ed said that we don't have a field goal kicker, they haven't missed one.
Well, now they look like they have one. Russell Gage played an incredible game, had a tackle on special teams. I mean, the big long run, the catches. I mean, Russell Gage has really, I mean, from day one of this season to now, he could be the most improved player in a Tiger uniform.
Well, there's no doubt about that. I don't think anybody thought, at this, just go back to this last year at this point, nobody knew who Russell Gage was, and now, he's made some big plays for this team. Like you said, he had the 70-yard run, which set up a touchdown, and then the dive and catch in the end zone for the second one. So, Gage and Chark were the 2 guys who had, with the football in their hands tonight, that really were big for LSU.
Brian, obviously we have gotten a lot of calls loving the fact that Aranda blitzed and was sending the linebackers and earlier on he was dropping Key and other guys. What Coach O say about the adjustments they made with defense and the fact that Aranda went after Stidham in the latter part of the game?
Well, he talked about the way that Auburn moved the ball in the first half, and he said that they were using a certain formation which they really were having problems with. And he says they were making mistakes against the formation. They came in at halftime, and the first thing they said, let's do something different, and then they decided against it. They said, look, let's not do anything different. Let's just play it the same way and challenge our guys to quit making the mistakes. So that's what they did. He said that they made no changes, and they got things fixed and didn't make the same mistakes that they were doing in the first half. I know their tackling was very poor in the first half. They missed a bunch of tackles in the first half. And, they put a little bit more pressure on Stidham in the second half. But, again, all that pressure came right there at the end because Auburn didn't throw the ball in the third quarter. It looked like let's just try to sit on this lead and nurture this 9-point lead into a victory, and they caught them.
Yeah, no question. Malzahn took his foot off the gas pedal a little bit. I didn't think that right away, but then I started sensing that, and that's clearly what happened. Ryan, when we connected with you mentioned to me no injuries for LSU tonight, nothing other than the normal bumps and bruises?
No, I mean, you look at 3 guys didn't play tonight. Malone at left tackle, Weathersby at right tackle, and Battle at safety. And everybody else, there was nobody who left the field with an injury, and everybody else was out there. So LSU should be, we'll see if any of those 3 guys get back next week when LSU goes to Ole Miss.
Brian, tell us what's happening at TigerBait.com. Will Wade had a little workout. I understand there was a couple thousand people in the PMAC today for that. Tell us what's happening at TigerBait.com.
www.tigerbait.com, all the game coverage here of Auburn. Mike will have the latest recruiting news. It was a big recruiting weekend, and then I'll have all the report on this game, and then it's one more game with Ole Miss before I get a week off.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate
Thank you, Brian.
it.
Talk with you during the week, my man.
All right, quickly, let's go to Roger in Baker. Roger, you're on the post-game show.
Hey, Tommy, how y'all doing, man?
Good.
Look, let me call some names out so y'all can get happy like I am tonight. Y.E. Kittle. Little Joe Labruzzo. Jerry Stovall, Billy Cannon. I'm going to say this tonight. Tommy, that team need to be challenged. If we don't challenge this team ain't going nowhere. I think we got a shot against Alabama, Tommy, but I really believe that if we just keep fighting, that's why we got that name, Fighting Tigers. I'm happy tonight, and that victory is for my little 8-ounce boy, baby boy and everything. Now, I'm going to listen to y'all and say, man, y'all be good and everything, and guess what? like Coach O say, go Tigers.
All right,
All right,
appreciate that, Roger.
Thank you, Roger.
We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back. Ronnie Rance, he's been in the locker room talking to players. We'll connect with Ronnie Rance right after this pause. On the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show, LSU 27, Auburn 23. That's your final score. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central. Pelican Sports post-game show. Donnie and Lafayette, hang in there. We're going to visit with Ronnie Rance at Tiger Stadium. He visited with the likes of Devin White and Russell Gage. Ronnie, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great, fellas.
Hey, tell us what Devin White and Gage and the others in the locker room had to say.
Well, obviously, I love covering the Tigers after a big win because it's a lot better than a loss like to Troy or Mississippi State when it's like pulling teeth. To visit with these guys, but to a man, I mean, it really was almost like you could have put a recorder and just replayed it. They all, Coach O, all of the players said when we were down 20-0, it was our mistakes, not what Auburn did. It was alignment issues with some of the young players we had, gap alignment, some in the secondary alignment, and they said they got that fixed at halftime. They literally chalkboarded it out and made sure people were lined up correctly. And even though there was stuff that worked out all week, there was a formation they came out with. They were prepared, but they lined up wrong. And after they got it fixed at halftime, it was a totally different defense.
Hey, Jumbo, a jumbo win tonight, as you alluded to. Everything goes better in Baton Rouge and the capital city in the state when you pull one out like that. Talk a little bit about the defense really pinning their ears going after Stidham, and we've gotten a ton of calls. Everybody appreciating Aranda being aggressive instead of the prevent, which we saw here more times than we'd like to mention.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, sending the blitz when they were trying to limit Auburn going down the field, it was definitely the right call. They got pressure. They made him get rid of the ball, and of course, LSU was equally good on the back end in the secondary. But I give LSU's defense a lot of credit because when you're down 20-0, you can go, oh, here we go again. Mississippi State starts to creep in, Troy starts to creep in, but defensive players that I spoke with all said, the Jacksons and the Whites and the Lawrences, they all said that they didn't have any questions. The team, Coach O was saying, keep playing hard, don't quit, just keep playing. And they didn't really worry about the scoreboard. They didn't doubt their team or worry about Troy, creeping in their brain. They just kept playing hard and good things happened. They made the adjustments at halftime. And they were very aggressive while Auburn kind of got conservative.
Ronnie, what a difference 15 days can make, huh? From Auburn, from the Troy game to down to Gainesville, back to Baton Rouge. Big difference, as you said, when you walk in that locker room.
And this team feels that, talking to Chark, it was a monster today. It was a punt return. It had 150 yards receiving as well. This changes the whole feel for the season. No longer is it just limping along, trying to get better, trying to win a game. This is the kind of win against a top 10 team, come from behind. It allows you to play the rest of the year thinking anything's possible. We can beat anybody that we play on our schedule. And, oh, by the way, even if we fall behind, we've got biggest come-from-behind win at home in Tiger Stadium against an SEC team since they kept records.
Wow.
1959.
Buddy said that earlier.
My cousin texted me that, and, hey, look, he thinks that Danny Etling deserves his shout-out tonight. Jumbo, look, everybody that's at the stadium, whether you're in the press box or on the field, you're talking about it. My phone was blowing up. They wanted to see Brennan. Talk a little bit about what this game meant to Danny Etling. You mentioned DJ Chark, Russell Gage, all the other guys. But what did this mean to Danny Etling to make the kind of throws and get them in position? And then Connor Culp, after being thrown under the bus with all the kickers, ever since Coach O did that, it seems like they've performed admirably, and special teams have been appreciably better. So maybe Coach O knew what he was doing. Maybe that was the button that needed to be pushed.
Well, there's a couple things that we take away from this game. There's a lot of things we take away from the game. But you mentioned Etling and Culp. One, Etling's your quarterback going forward. Don't talk about the Brennan thing. Brennan will play if he gets hurt. That's over with. He's your senior leader. He's the guy that, has been the quarterback really for the last 2 years. That conversation really is for another, next year. And then now you got a kicker. When you make big kicks like that, that's going to give Culp tremendous confidence. And he's a young guy, bright career ahead of him. I think you're going to see him be the guy, for the next few years.
Ronnie, tell us all about Sports Shorts Radio and Sports Shorts TV.
Sports Shorts Radio Monday nights from 6 to 8 on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge. That's 104.5 and 104.9. Check us out. We'll be in the Relief Window studio this week. And then, of course, Sports Shorts TV, going to be a good one. Mondays at 9, Tuesdays at 8. A lot of great stuff to talk about. Joel Davis will be back with us this week from his 2-week trip to Indonesia.
Spicy.
All right, Ronnie, thank you.
All right, guys, have a great night.
All right, he's been holding on. Donnie in Lafayette. Donnie, you're on the postgame show.
Yes, gentlemen, forever LSU. I want to thank the coaches. I want to thank the fans. I want to thank the players for not giving up on LSU. We need to send out of town those bean counters. The chancellor, the AD, they know nothing about football. I've been watching LSU football for 55 years, and this is one of the better feelings I've had in a long time. I'm going to hang up, and I want to hear what y'all got to say.
Thank you, Donnie.
Well, look, I think everybody has had plenty of opportunity to take shots at F. King Alexander with his comments about LSU being bankrupt and not having a football team and a football season. and Joe has certainly not been the greatest with money management. But look, it's not to kick anybody under the bus after a game like this. Everybody knows that the team and the program has the 24-hour rule. Enjoy it, go to church, be thankful. It was something that is going to go down in history.
Well,
Tommy, when you talk about a 20-point deficit coming back from the SEC, and so Cuz gave me that scoop, but I think that this is going to really bond them. Now, once you come back to reality come Monday, it will be a tough game at Ole Miss. But like Jumbo said, now going forward, you got this season where you can sink your teeth into it and make some good of it.
Well, you know, Donnie just said he's been following him for 55 years. I got a text I'm about to read to you. A guy's been following him for almost 70 years. So people have seen the ups and the downs and the good and the bad and the ugly. And right now it's good. These 2 wins are monumental. Because lots of people didn't think it was coming. And I'm throwing out the rah-rah people to say they're going 12-0 every year. They thought they were going to win. I'm talking about realistically, not a lot of people. They weren't ranked, and they played 2 ranked teams, one on the road, one at home, and beat them both. I don't know if they slip into the top 25 if a bunch of teams tumble out. Maybe they do, because Auburn was 10-11 in the polls coming in. Buddy, how about this text? The biggest turnaround I've seen in 70 years. Buddy, please put the dark glasses on. You're easier to look at.
Well,
that's your buddy, Big L in Dutchtown. All
Thank
right,
you, sir.
let's go to Roy in Lafayette. Roy, you're on a post-game show.
Come on, Roy. All right, Roy.
Hello, Roy.
Bye-bye.
Roy going once. Roy going twice. Roy is gone. All right. Calling shows 101. Remember that class you taught 30 years ago? Listen to the phone.
Listen through the phone, not over the TV. If you're excited, real fine. By the way, I think Caroline missed this. I gave her, Caroline Babin, a shout-out for DJ Chark. But, TK, you were disputing. You think there were 3 or 4 that are players of the game, and this particular game is really tough to pin it down to 1.
But can we? I don't like these people sharing awards things, you know. So I don't know. Was it Connor Culp? 2 very key field goals.
Big.
Russell Gage, DJ Shark. I mean,
Danny Etland too. Now that's the biggest
I tell you what,
comeback win
if you're
he's
asking
ever
me
had.
to name one, I'm going with DJ Shark.
Yeah, and that's what Caroline did.
The punt return put the spark in the second half. The yards catching, he dropped one and he fumbled one. But, hey, I think I would go with DJ Shark, and I'd put the other 3, Connor Culp and Russell Gage, and Etling, a real close second. Devin White, 15 tackles, he's got to be up there. I mean, and when you have to make a decision between 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, that probably means they won the game. And in this case, they did with that brilliant 4th quarter and the defense just stifling Auburn. After Auburn came out of the gates, looked like Secretariat running away with everything.
A lot of people giving the ghost of Y.A. Tittle a lot of credit. A lot of people giving the presence of Les Miles and the 2007 National Championship team. But, folks, I'm going to throw some props over to our friends over at Man Defined Meats. TK, we grilled up a little sausage. We had a little boudin. First time I've done the barbecue this year. We'll keep the tradition. And for Caroline having DJ Shark, we'll get her some bunless sausages. I know you like the green onion, but we want to thank all the people over at Man Defined Meats for flavor and spice. And LSU tonight, really do.
Well,
say it all.
Buddy, the Tigers aren't home for a month.
Yeah.
On the road to Oxford. Then there's an open date Halloween. What are you dressing up for Halloween this year?
I have not made that decision.
I have a
but
suggestion.
There's probably going to be some sunglasses since
I think you ought to
I am
dress-
so tough on the eyes. I admit that. I'm a radio guy. I'm not a TV guy.
I think you ought to dress up as a sports radio host. Huh?
Well, I don't know. It's got plenty
Come on,
of
buddy.
time
We don't have
worry about
post game.
that.
I want to. You got to go to costume route.
We'll see.
Huh?
We will see. But hey.
But then, of course, after the open date Halloween weekend, it's in Tuscaloosa. Then it's home against Arkansas. So it's a while before they're back in Tiger Stadium, but they leave Tiger Stadium on a really good note tonight.
And don't forget, ladies, get the credit card from the old man tonight. Get on over to the Mall of Louisiana, City Place, wherever you shop. He's going to give you the card and let you buy whatever you want tomorrow. He's going to come back to reality on Monday. But I promise you, you can put a little dent in his credit card after a big win of this magnitude.
Buddy, you might have to go play golf tomorrow.
I'm going to watch the Saints and the Detroit Lions at noon.
Let's see, Gage, most athletic catch in Tiger Stadium.
Very good catch. Big catch.
Big throw.
Big throw. And I want Gary Danielson to watch it about 4 times
I had
and
enough
realize
of Gary Danielson. I used to think he was okay, did good. He last week and this week. I'm not saying he's pulling against LSU. Okay, because, I don't look at it that way. I just look at the little things that an announcer is supposed to do, be prepared, and not make obvious mistakes. Yeah, you're going to say number 38 was number 39 one time. You're going to, say 36-yard line when you should have said 31. Those things happen to every announcer in the books, okay? But to misclassify people and to, make comments that don't fit, and you don't, neither one of them saw that ball was incomplete in the end zone when the guy tried to hit the Auburn guy up the top of the screen. Neither one of them saw it wasn't clear. Did he catch it? Did he catch it? Look at your monitor. That's what you got one up there for. But anyway, all of that aside, the good news, LSU 27, Auburn 23 with a tremendous second half. People are talking about how it's been about good as it gets. We're going to take our final break of the night, come back. We can squeeze another call in or another text message if you want to do it. Don't forget the TV portion of this program replays Sunday mornings at 9 and 10:30, back-to-back airings. And Sunday evening it'll be on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. We're back to put a wrap on LSU's 27-23 win over Auburn right after this pause. Do stay with us.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Spread the roar. That's right, Tigers Roar. Each Wednesday night at 8 p.m., Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and New Orleans. Replays are Thursday through Saturday, and the show is available at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Tommy Chrysan and Jordy Holtberg will have the latest on LSU football, LSU sports, and sports from across Louisiana. Spread the roar. Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV.
Final segment on the post-game show. Danny in Sunset. Danny, you're on the post-game show.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
We saved the best caller for last, Danny.
What?
We saved the best caller for last, so make it a good one.
Oh, this is going to be great, buddy.
Okay, man.
This is like the greatest Tiger victory ever. No, it's not. But, man, wasn't it a sweet victory?
Very sweet.
We beat the number 10 team in the country. 20-0? Come on. I was getting ready to hang myself in the backyard.
Oh, don't do that now.
Don't do that.
I mean, God, it looks horrible. I'm still
Danny, I had a text from a friend of mine, a big LSU fan. He said, I can't watch anymore. I'm going to watch the Astros and the Yankees. He said he turned the channel. He told me now. I don't know if he went back.
But, man, it was just awesome. I mean, it's a great victory. I love my team. Maybe Gus Malzahn needs to feel some heat. I don't know what's going on at Auburn.
They're not happy, I would think.
Nothing leaves.
Danny, I've been asking everybody this question, and you kind of just set it up, but when did you really start to believe LSU was going to win this football game?
When the clock hit 0.
Well, that's a good statement. That's a real good.
I mean, we paid for the field goal at the end. I'm like, God almighty, is this the right move? And can we even make a field goal? But we made 2 of them. Great job by the kicker. But our defense was awesome. And, I'm just so ecstatic. I love my Tigers, and I think it had something to do with Les Miles being in the stadium.
Y.A. Tittle as well.
Oh, you know what? You're right. That was it.
All right, Danny.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate the call.
Yeah, so, look, buddy, everybody's happy. They should be, okay? It was an incredible comeback victory. I said this a little earlier. In a way, it's almost better that they won the way they did tonight because they faced some more adversity and then responded to it as opposed to, if they'd have went up 20-0 and then won 45-0. Yeah, a win's a win, but the fact that they showed that resiliency against the adversity, Auburn looked like world beaters. Auburn looked like winning a national championship in the first quarter. But no, LSU took care of all that, the adjustments, the whole bit. Now, LSU's next game is in Oxford next Saturday night, I believe 6:15 ESPN. It was either 6:15 ESPN or 6:30 on the SEC network. I think since they won, it'll be 6:15 ESPN. LSU will announce that for sure tomorrow. Ole Miss in Oxford today beat Vanderbilt 57-35. 57-35, so lots of offense with Patterson at quarterback. Ole Miss doesn't look like it can stop a whole lot of people either. As Buddy said, LSU, and many of the callers and text messages said, enjoy this win, savor it for a little while, and then get right back to work and go on up there and see what you can do against Ole Miss, against the Rebels.
A lot of heart, a lot of belief, a lot of passion, and here's what I really was worried about, TK. I was worried about Auburn. I didn't think they would start that fast, but I was worried about LSU being able to hang in there, being a little thin at the line of scrimmage with the 90-degree heat. I was worried that they were going to be able to run the ball at will in the second half. So a lot of people to give props out to. Trust me, we'd much rather give the kudos and the bouquets than the negative stuff. But I think, once again, when the smoke clears, the guys in the locker room at LSU are going to be bonded. They're going to believe in Coach O and all those position coaches. Nothing bad can come of this. It was a big recruiting weekend. If you were a recruit, you saw a little bit of the potential, but you also saw a lot of young guys playing. TK, on the flip side, those guys in the Auburn locker room right now, they've got to be questioning how they lost this football game, and that is the beautiful thing about sports and athletics. You never know, like Yogi Berra says. It ain't over till it's over.
And we learned last week you got to line up and play. Iowa State went in and won in Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Iowa State blew Kansas out of the water today, but Kansas not real good. So anyway, it was an incredible win, as Buddy said, the biggest comeback against an SEC team in Tiger Stadium ever since they've been keeping records. So many things that are good about this game. I'm sure the coaches will look at the tape. They'll find a couple of things to work on and correct, and that's what happens with every game. That's all you can do with that. So anyway, Buddy, it ought to be a fun week on the local radio. Everybody listen to WUBR with all the local stuff, the phone calls, the text messages, all that stuff. Appreciate that. Don't forget youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting, where you can get a lot of our stuff and watch it at your convenience. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is at Pelican Sports. Buddy, 15 seconds for your closing comments.
I come to Al Michaels. Do you believe in miracles? It wasn't a miracle, but certainly it was something that we didn't think was going to happen. Appreciate all of our sponsors. Appreciate all of you out there listening, tuning in, and calling in. And, of course, appreciate the guys in the truck. Marty, everybody does a great job over here. A great time. And go with Laundry Diva. It's drop your pants night tonight. Go to Laundry Diva.
And all the Manda sausage, always good
It's
stuff.
spicy in here.
Thank you for watching, calling, and texting. We'll talk to you again real soon on Pelican Sports TV.